Title: She disrespected me, so I asked them to leave. I told my wife that if she was okay with Lisa destroying my belongings, then she could leave too. We argued for about 15 minutes, during which I mentioned that I expected Lisa to pay for the damage to my car, and if she wouldn't, I would take legal action. Hello, Lessons from Life fans. Today's story is quite interesting, and believe me, it will get more interesting as it continues, so please be patient. So, ATA for asking my wife and her daughter to move out of my home. He begins. I'm a 32-year-old male and my wife, Sarah, is 34. We've been together for about 3 years, married for 1. We generally get along well, except for issues with her daughter, Lisa, who's 16. Lisa is from Sarah's previous marriage. Her father, Sarah's ex-husband, passed away in a car accident about 5 years ago. When Sarah and I started dating, we took things slow. She didn't introduce me to Lisa until she was sure our relationship was serious. When I first met Lisa, she was distant and generally unkind to me, but I understood why. I tried to build a relationship with her, spending time together without forcing anything. I told her she could call me by my first name and that I wasn't trying to replace her father, I just wanted us to get along. Things improved slightly, but sometimes she was rude and made inappropriate comments. I never confronted her about it because Sarah advised me to give her time. After we got married, I invited Sarah and Lisa to live in my house. Sarah agreed immediately, but Lisa wasn't happy about it. Being 15 at the time, Sarah didn't give her much choice. That's when the problems escalated. Lisa would intentionally make messes in the kitchen, like breaking plates and glasses and leaving sharp shards on the floor. She'd throw things out the window and insult our neighbors. This happened about twice a week. I admit I have a temper, so sometimes I yelled at her and made her clean up, but I never laid a hand on her or physically punished her. Sarah repeatedly told her to stop behaving that way, but it didn't help. This went on for about a year. Last week, she went too far. Sarah and I were returning home from dinner, and we found the garage door open. Lisa was in there, destroying my car, a BMW X5. She had slashed 2 tires with a knife and scratched the paint with her keys. I completely lost it. I told her, "You ungrateful little brat, get out of my house." Sarah sided with her and said Lisa was just acting out and that I shouldn't talk to her like that. I was furious and told Sarah that if she was okay with Lisa destroying my property, she could leave too. We argued for about 15 minutes, during which I said I wanted Lisa to pay for the damage to my car, and if she wouldn't, I would sue her. I have cameras in the garage and everything was recorded. Sarah told me I couldn't do that and that I was being heartless. In response, I told them both to pack their bags and leave. It was almost midnight. They packed and left. So, when I think about it now, I know I could have handled the situation better and more calmly, but I think this needed to happen. We're going to get a divorce, and I'm going to see a lawyer about suing Lisa for the damage to my car. I was just so fed up with her constantly destroying things and being toxic. I talked to my parents and my mom thinks I'm the jerk. So Reddit, am I the ATA? Let me share my thoughts. So you were together for a while, you knew she had a daughter, and you moved them into your home. Here's the thing, from the moment she started breaking things in your kitchen, it was time to address the issue seriously. Why is she breaking your dishes? You paid for those. She's throwing them on the floor, damaging your property. At that point, I wouldn't have trusted her alone in my house. You come back from dinner to find her vandalizing your car? Who is this girl? What's wrong with her? I understand that losing a parent can cause a child to act out, but this is extreme. Sarah needed to get her daughter some help. Lisa clearly didn't want to be there, and it's not fair for you to suffer because of her unresolved issues. You're telling me Sarah just dismissed it as Lisa acting out, So she doesn't care about your belongings either? If she truly cared about her daughter, she'd get her the help she needs. I wouldn't have put up with Lisa destroying my things and definitely wouldn't have let it escalate to her damaging my car. But there's an update here. Let's check it out. Update: ATA for asking my wife and her daughter to move out of my home. He continues. Hey everyone, a lot of you were asking how I'm doing and for an update. It's been a couple of weeks since the incident. I met with Sarah to discuss everything. She wanted to continue our marriage and give it a second chance, but I told her I wanted a divorce. It was really hard for me, but I think it's the right thing to do. I still love Sarah, but I don't want to be caught in the middle of all that again. Last year was the most stressful and difficult time of my life, and I feel like I need to prioritize my mental health and well-being. It wasn't easy for Sarah either, but I think she understood. We agreed that this would also be better for Lisa. I strongly advised her to get Lisa professional help, and Lisa started therapy last week. We went to a lawyer's office and signed the divorce papers. It was quick and smooth. We had a prenup, didn't share finances, and our marriage only lasted a year. There's still some minor things to sort out, but it's pretty much over. I also met with my lawyer about the car damage. The estimate for repairs is substantial: 2 slashed tires, deep scratches all over the car, and a cracked window. It's about $6,000. The average salary in my country is about $1,000 a month, so it's a lot of money. We talked to my insurance company, but my policy doesn't cover vandalism or damages like this. My lawyer strongly advised me to go to the police and press charges against Lisa. I wasn't sure about it, but he said it would help my case if anything went wrong. So I did. A couple of days later, I met with Sarah to talk about the situation. We both brought our lawyers to help with the legal aspects. I told her my insurance wouldn't cover the damage and I wanted her to pay for it. She said she didn't have that kind of money. They moved in with her parents and she's looking for a new place, so she needs all the money she can get right now. I offered to pay for the repairs now, and she could pay me back when she had the money. She agreed. Because I reported Lisa to the police, she'll have a criminal record, which sucks because it might cause her problems in the future, but she kind of brought it on herself. In a couple of weeks, she'll be facing something like a civil court hearing. My lawyer says she'll most likely end up with court-ordered therapy and some community service hours. It's been a really rough couple of weeks, but my amazing friends have helped me get through it all, and I'm glad it's over. Also, thank you all for your judgments and kind messages. Let's check out the comments on this. Someone said, I am so sorry your marriage turned out like this. I hope you have a repayment plan in writing with your ex-wife. He replied, thank you. Yes, we had our lawyers present to make sure everything is documented. Another person said, I mean, he's wealthy enough to own a fancy car, and she's a woman with a mentally ill daughter who has to live with her parents. I'd give her a break if I were him. Someone else responded, good for you for standing your ground. Don't feel bad for reporting Lisa to the police, you did her a favor. If she doesn't get punished when she's young for doing bad things, she'll continue to do these things when she's older and only get herself in more trouble. Additionally, being sad doesn't mean she can do anything she wants. She can let out her anger and grief by talking. Scratching up someone's car and causing $6,000 in damage simply isn't acceptable. Another commenter said exactly this. This may be the first time she's held accountable, and while it's understandable she may still be dealing with the loss of her father, this kind of behavior isn't acceptable or excusable. Someone else added, especially if she might get a psychiatrist. I hope that really helps her because she has some issues. I'm glad he called the police on her, and she'll have a record, but it'll probably get wiped when she turns 18. I'm just glad he stood up for himself and kicked them out. I'm not mad at him. Another person said, breaking someone's favorite coffee mug is what I consider lashing out. Doing that kind of damage is called vandalism where I'm from. I'm sorry you had to deal with this. Someone replied, definitely true, but she also clearly needs help, not just punishment. Rarely do children act out for no reason. Another commenter added, additionally, his reporting her might lead to her getting the therapy she needs. Someone else said, leaving shards of glass intended to wound wasn't acceptable either. Lisa obviously had serious problems and needed help long before this. On that note, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. It's a crazy situation. I'd say he's part of the Savage gang for kicking them out like that. I might have done it a little earlier, but hey, he got it done. He's divorced, good for him. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.